Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. On today's show, did the Packers make a mistake cutting Jordy Nelson? Plus, Shannon explains why the Patriots will be just fine next season. And after another triple-double this season, is LeBron James really aging like fine wine? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Free agency won't officially start until later today, but Green Bay has already made big moves. They released longtime Packer Jordy Nelson, who has 33 touchdowns in the last 3 years, but will turn 33 years old this offseason. And Green Bay is expected to sign Jimmy Graham to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Well, yesterday, Aaron Rodgers was very busy on social media and apparently is not a fan of the moves. He retweeted a tweet by Packers offensive lineman David Bakhtiari that said, "Loyalty is in your actions, not your rhetoric." Then Sports Illustrated tweeted, "The Packers are surrounding Rodgers with Super Bowl caliber talent, starting with Jimmy Graham." NFL Network's Rich Eisen responded with, "Interesting headline since Graham has never played in the Super Bowl, while Jordy Nelson had 9 catches for 140 yards and a touchdown in one." Rodgers liked that tweet. Aaron also posted a goodbye to Jordy on Instagram saying, "Hard to find the right words today to express what 87 means to me. No teammate exemplified what it means to be a Packer quite like him. From living in Green Bay full time, his incredible contributions to the city, state, and region, to his consistent, reliable play on the field. Definitely a sad day and the toughest part of this business. There will never be another quite like White Lightning. Hashtag leader, brother, friend, baller, loyal, champion, legacy, intact, still can play ball, back shoulder, first Super Bowl touchdown."
What?
So all
Wait, that was 11 hashtags.
the hashtag
What?
had a hashtag.
What?
It's a lot of hashtags.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Shannon, what do you make of Rodgers' reaction?
What Aaron Rodgers is saying, what a lot of people already knew, especially people that play sports, that there's no loyalty in sports. Skip, there's never been loyalty from a team aspect. Teams will always do. They'll trade a player, and what they say, Skip, we're trying to get better. They'll release a player, we're trying to get better. We're doing in the best interest. But if a player takes more money, if a player says, I want to redo my oh, he's selfish. Oh, he's not a team player. So all Aaron Rodgers is doing is voicing what many know to be true all along, that there's never been loyalty in team sports. I do not believe, now some might look at it and say he's shading Jimmy Graham. Rich Eisen in that tweet said that it's funny, Jimmy Graham's never played in the Super Bowl. Jordy Nelson caught 9 for $140 in the tub in the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers loves throwing to the tight end because one of his best throws ever. You remember that he went to Jared on the sideline, that toe touchdown. That was a tight end.
You're talking about the Mason Crossbar game?
No, we're talking about Jermichael Finley. Jermichael Finley. So he loves throwing to the tight end.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers does not have a problem with the additions. He has a problem with the subtraction.
Oh.
He's saying that, look, I'm coming back. Jordy Nelson's numbers did take a dive. But we can understand that with Brett Hundley. Devon Adams is the new #1 receiver. So, okay, I think Aaron would have been okay with it had they gone to, and who knows if they did or not. Maybe they broached the subject to Jordy. Jordy, look, $9 million base, $12.5 million against the cap. What do you think? Jordy's like, okay, maybe let me go on the free agent market. Let me see. I see all this money that they're throwing around out there. Let me go out there. I'll circle back to you if I can't find something to my liking. Maybe that's what was being discussed. Aaron Rodgers and the general manager, there's a new sheriff in town, said he spoke to Aaron after the fact. Now, Aaron made it abundantly clear now. I don't know if they be reading his tweets. He was very upset that they got rid of Alex Van Pelt and didn't consult him.
His quarterback.
Yes. So, now you know what's going to happen, Skip. Now, he just saw first cousin get 84, 86 million. Guaranteed fully. He said, okay. You know what that means, right? You got rid of Jordy, you didn't consult me. You got rid of my quarterback coach, you didn't consult me. That's going to cost you an extra $10 million guaranteed. So you're going to have to get me as close. He going over 100.
Okay.
He going over 100 fully guaranteed, Skip.
Really?
You got to. So I don't have a problem with what he said. I wish he could have handled this. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't really like guys airing things on social media. Just go to the team. Or tell me, and then I tell it on air. But anyway, don't put yourself out there like that, Aaron. But now we know this guy, he's a different breed, Skip. He's a little bit more demonstrative. He's a little bit more outspoken.
You're talking about the diva Aaron Rodgers?
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, he's a diva breed.
Whoa.
He's got a lot of LeBron going on.
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry, he's not Psycho Tom. Let's go,
Let's
Joe.
go.
All he does is
Headbutts. Yeah.
double check them.
I haven't seen those in a long time, that discount double check.
What I saw, I'll tell you what I did see like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even shake Nick Foles' hand. Nick Foles searching him out, Joe. He couldn't find him nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
After he threw for a playoff record?
And wouldn't shake the man's hand.
Record
Where is that in?
505 yards?
I ain't talking about him, Skip. Let me talk about Aaron Rodgers. This is his segment.
Time out. Point of order. Did I bring up Tom Brady or did you bring up
brought
Tom
him
Brady?
up. And look.
Yeah, right.
Jimmy Graham is not the guy, Skip, that there was a time that Jimmy would go get you 1,000 yards, 13, 14 touchdowns. He's not the guy that can probably get you the big yardage games. Maybe he can, because Russell, that was a different type of offense. They had to take some time to discover how to use Jimmy. But he still had the most red zone touchdowns last year. So he's going to be a big threat. No shade on Jimmy Graham. I'm glad we got Jimmy. I just wish we could have kept Jordy Nelson. I think that's what the frustration that Aaron was displaying on social media yesterday.
So, point number one from this side of the table is I am shocked that this franchise and that quarterback did not figure out some way to keep Jordy Nelson. Because to me, this is just me from a distance, and I'm not a Packer fan, but Jordy Nelson to me was as big a part of Green Bay's long-term success and its mystique under Aaron Rodgers as Aaron was. There was something about Aaron Rodgers to Jordy Nelson.
They had a great rapport.
It was a big deal. When I'm rooting against them, I am scared of Jordy Nelson because I feel like he's going to figure a way to get behind my guys. So, this is a very hypocritical reaction, social media-wise, from Aaron Rodgers because there are a lot of mixed emotions and messages coming from Aaron. And I've told you before, I feel like this quarterback gets more passes from the media than he throws, and I'm not going to give him a pass for this today because in the end, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Because he did one of the 9th of the 11 hashtags is hashtag still can play ball. Jordy Nelson can still play. That's what he believes.
Right.
And apparently the Oakland Raiders really believe it because they have jumped all over Jordy Nelson. He is now visiting the Oakland Raiders today.
Right.
And the reports are they are willing to part with Michael Crabtree and replace Crabtree with Jordy Nelson.
Right.
Jordy Nelson reportedly has also targeted the Patriots, who are now without Danny Amendola. So will that be a connection? I don't know. And then there are 4 or 5 other teams that are going to jump all over this because I believe at age, as he's going on 33 in May, that he still can play. And apparently Aaron does too. So I'm going to point something else out. Since you brought up Tom Brady, Tom Brady next year is scheduled to make a grand total of $15 million. That's almost half of what Kirk Cousins is about to make, $28 million. Okay?
Yeah.
First Cousins. So think about that. Kirk Cousins, First Cousins is going to make $28 million. Tom Brady, the reigning MVP, the greatest quarterback ever, who should have won last year's Super Bowl, who got robbed by his own coach who wouldn't play
Bayless.
But he played well enough to win his 6th Super Bowl. He's going to make $15 million. Why does he do that? Because he takes a big old hometown discount to help his salary cap and roster and a coach who often swings and misses at various Mike Gillisleys in the free agent market. I'm talking about Bill Belichick last year. Big old swing and miss, right? And he got away with it, and they should have won the Super Bowl without Mike Gillisley. So $15 million. So Aaron Rodgers, as underpaid as he might be right now, he's scheduled to make $21 million next year. $21 million to Tom Brady's 15. Well, there's $6 million. Why couldn't Aaron Rodgers go to him and say, hey, take some of mine and give it to Jordy? Well, why not? I mean, put your money where your mouth is.
Did you see the revenue that the Green Bay Packers made? They're publicly traded. They're a publicly owned company.
Okay, but there's this thing called a salary cap.
Okay, well, you ain't taking none of my salary and try to fit it under your cap because that's what Coach Belichick, think about it. And we're going to talk about this later. Granted, Tom Brady has done a great service to the New England Patriots because he's always played for under market. They think everybody else should play under market. And they've taken money from guys and take money, and Danny Amendola is going to basically say, nah, I'm good. Y'all done took money from me the last couple of years. I'm going to go get me a payday.
Okay, good for him. But they will go right onward and upward without him.
Edelman's coming back.
Okay.
Amendola was playing that position. Skip Harris, the thing is Rodgers is saying, it's not my job to figure out a way to try to keep Jordy Nelson. It's your job. That's what you guys get paid for. My job is to go out there on the field and perform at a high level. I think what he's most upset by, Skip, is that they didn't talk to him first. You talking to him saying, okay, yeah, we released Jordy. Hey, that's no good. Okay, they tell him after the fact. They release his position coach, Alex Van Pelt. That's no good. He's saying at the service that I built up, the goodwill, me being Aaron Rodgers, don't you think you should run this by me first beforehand? That's normally what happens when you're dealing with these type of players. Now, everybody doesn't get this kind of service, Skip. You know that. Peyton Manning got that kind of service. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. I'm sure there have been other quarterbacks that got that kind of courtesy. Look, this is what our plans are. We're planning on releasing X, and we're going to probably go in this direction. What do you think about it?
Okay.
But that's not what they did with him. They released the guy and then called him. What the hell you want him to say? Oh, I'm happy. I'm glad y'all released him. You know that's one of his best friends.
So is it possible that the new GM of the Packers, one Brian Gutekunst, is saying, I don't think Aaron Rodgers has deserved this kind of, earned this kind of input with me, because over the last, what's it been now since they won the Super Bowl? Well, think about this. It was the end of, what season was that? The 2010 season? So it's been like 8 years ago, right? Since they won a Super Bowl. What's happened since then? Help me out. Aaron Rodgers has gone 5-6 in the postseason. And think about this. Of his 6 losses, he's lost twice at home, albeit to Eli and Kaepernick. No terrible shame, but he lost 2 home games.
Yeah, tell them about the 30. And both of those, they gave up 30, but go ahead.
Okay. Now, think about the 5 games that Aaron Rodgers has won since his one and only Super Bowl. He beat a backup quarterback who's now a receiver named Joe Webb. You impressed with that?
I know.
I'm not. Then there was the Dez catch game. Obviously, throw up the X. He did catch that one because the NFL just admitted they blew it.
Skip, they did not admit it. Stop saying that.
They did.
You're misleading our audience. They said in 2018 that will be ruled a catch, but in 2014 it was incomplete.
No, they did not. They just said that should have been a catch. That's what John Mara said.
Under these rules.
That should have been a catch. So it should have been. So Dallas should have won that game, so he got a lucky break there. Then he beat Kirk Cousins, who went 1-6 against his arch rival Dallas Cowboys when he was a Redskin. That's no big deal. And then there was the Odell Boatgate, yacht club game. Remember that?
He's not responsible for the Giants.
Okay, but they're a dissension-racked mess when they get to the frozen tundra after Odell had taken the receivers to prepare for that game on the frozen tundra.
Odell ain't forced them to go. You make it seem like Odell made them go.
Okay, and then the last game is the Mason Crossbar game, in which it requires a 56-yard field goal and a 51-yard field goal, both of which were hand-of-God field goals. One of them fading right and somehow slithers over the crossbar. Yeah, just like he planned it. And then the last one, I still don't get it because he's just duck hooks it left, and all of a sudden it just veers back to the right. It's never happened in the history of field goals.
You know what I noticed, Joy? I don't know if you noticed this also, Joy, but Skip has a problem with backup quarterback. Oh, he beat a backup in Joe Webb.
Joe Webb's a receiver.
I know.
You started a playoff game at quarterback.
I know a backup quarterback that just took down an all-time great in a big old game.
Oh, you mean the new starter of the Eagles? Nick Foles? Yeah.
No, he ain't no new starter.
The backup quarterback is now Carson Wentz.
No, don't do that.
So you better like your backup quarterback.
Back to Aaron Rodgers. He just feels that, why are you calling me after the fact?
But look at this. Where's the resume? What's he got? He's got you beating the drum for him on Undisputed.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
He's the best. He's the greatest thrower of the football ever. And what's he got to show for it?
Okay, Skip.
I don't know.
Okay, there's 32 teams. With the exception of the Patriots, maybe the Saints and the Steelers. Name the 29 other teams. If they could, I guarantee you, if Minnesota could undo the contract and say you can have Aaron Rodgers for $100 million fully guaranteed, or Kirk Cousins for 86, who you think they take?
The problem is there are so few of these guys that he's just one of the few. Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford just got $20 million to play for the Arizona Cardinals. There aren't enough quarterbacks to go around.
That banquet chair.
Am I right?
The few. the proud,
the
elite of the elite QBs, which this man happens to be.
Yeah.
And he should have been afforded the courtesy, the privileges of having some input. Yeah.
So, and speaking of courtesy, I read that the NFL Network reported that Aaron Rodgers has been quietly recruiting Jimmy Graham, has been trying to talk him into signing with Green Bay.
Yeah, he did.
And I guess, is he speaking out of both sides of his mouth here? Because did he think they were going to sign Jimmy Graham and keep?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it was going to come down to Jordy or Randall Cobb. I don't know what they're thinking, but Randall Cobb's about 4 years younger. I guess they just said, okay, let's go with the youth.
And he mainly plays the slot.
Yep.
And obviously, but he's saying that Aaron Rodgers is saying, I believe there is a way that you could have kept both of them. I really believe that. I ain't giving you no money to do it, but I believe you could have done it. You could find a way, because it's amazing. When they want somebody, they'll find money in seat cushions, in the back of the car seat. They find money. NFL teams, they up against the salary cap. They got $2 to spend on the salary cap, and somehow they'll sign a $20 million player. So when they want a player, they'll find a way to keep it.
Really?
Yeah, you know that.
Well, what I know is this would have just reverberated around Packer Nation yesterday if Aaron Rodgers had announced, I am taking $6 million less next year so that we can keep Jordy Nelson, and we are going to go win the Super Bowl, me and Jordy. How would that play? I'm going to take Tom Brady money next year.
I ain't taking Tom Brady because guess what? Danica Patrick ain't making Gisele Bundchen money. Oh. So with that being said, I ain't giving.
A problem?
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know what? She's up there though. I don't know.
She's up there.
I don't know. She may not be up there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
and that's the luxury that Tom Brady has always been afforded. He's had a wife that makes $30, $40, $50 million per year. She makes more than he does. She's probably a bigger name than he is.
Well, Tom's been playing 20 years. He's made a lot of money.
He ain't made more than she has.
No,
because he's been modeling longer than he's been playing football, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, if Aaron Rodgers gives back one nickel, I'm off his train.
Really?
Yeah, don't give him a dime back.
You should be off his train. By the way, he did shade Jimmy Graham by liking the Rich Eisen tweet. That's outrageous. You talk about in your face, Jimmy. Because he's playing both sides.
No,
see, that's what he's doing. Oh, yeah, that's correct. I like this tweet because this tweet says Jordy's a big winner. He starred in a Super Bowl, and Jimmy's never played in a Super Bowl. Why you always... How can you not read into that? Why would he like that? He knows how the game is played on social media.
No, that's the way you play it. I don't play it like that.
Oh, okay.
I know what he's saying. He said, yeah, I like Jimmy Graham. I wanted Jimmy Graham. I even tried to, solicit Jimmy Graham.
He did. He recruited him.
But I believe that we could have had both of them.
Yeah, okay. But then he likes T.J. Lang saying, next team to land Jordy will not regret it. Well, okay, so it's just outrageous.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do something about it.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I ain't the Packers. The Packers got more money than me, and I want all my money. And now that they gave Kirk Cousins, I will refuse. Hold on, first of all, Matt Stafford got $92 million guaranteed. Kirk Cousins.
It's not about Matt Stafford.
Well, I'm going to get all my money. And since y'all didn't sign Jordy.
Okay, so what's your priority? Do you want to make money or do you want to win a championship?
Both.
Both?
B-O-F-F.
You can't do both.
Yeah, I can.
Huh?
Yeah, you can.
Well, you can because you went along for the ride with Ray to the Super Bowl, right? That was sweet.
And John, too.
And John, too. No, that was with TD.
Okay, I
went along with TD. Drove that bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we all of us pulling up the can. I'm getting out. John got out first. I got out next.
Yeah.
Ray, TD got out. Yep. So I'm getting out, too. But, Skip, stop trying to change the subject.
I'm not changing. This is the subject.
You trying to make it seem like Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy.
No, he's just two-faced,
hypocritical.
Oh, no,
he's two-faced.
He's talking out of both sides of his mouth. Which is it? Which is it? I want to know.
Good friend. He wanted him to stay. He believes that he wanted the addition of Jimmy Graham. He just didn't want the subtraction of Jordy Nelson. Hold on. Now, I bet you if Tom Brady get on social media and talk about, how sad it is that Danny Amendola going, you ain't going to say nothing about that.
Well, it's sad, but he didn't try to stop it because he'll find another Amendola like he always does.
What about when he liked
Right?
that tweet? What about when he liked that tweet about Malcolm Butler?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It was beautiful.
Well, it's beautiful because it's right in the face of his coach.
Yo, so now it's in the face.
Yeah, because the whole locker room was anti. It was mutinous.
Well, I tell
That's
you
what it was.
Aaron Rodgers just put it in the whole face of the organization.
Okay.
Everybody.
But he's saying, this is so sad. Why didn't we keep him?
Yeah,
well, you could have helped keep him. Huh?
I couldn't.
Why not?
I said I wanted him. They told me after the fact, because had they told me before the fact, I said, if he go, I go. We are a package deal. Is that what you want to happen? I didn't think so. So you find a way to keep Jordy.
Well, is it possible that in his heart of hearts, that after all this big public display that he put on, that it's all just phony, that he really wanted Jimmy Graham?
Stop doing that.
Well, it's possible.
Yeah, he wanted Jimmy. You said he solicited him.
Okay, Jimmy Graham, you could argue, even though Jimmy Graham's numbers dropped dangerously last year, is he a better red zone target than Jordy is now? Jordy used to be a great red zone target.
Yeah, but this kid's 6'7.5".
I know. I got it.
He had 10 red zone touchdowns. So clearly he's a better red zone.
Okay.
Now, he's not going to give you the big production, I don't believe. Now, we'll see. Russell Wilson and the offense that they had in Seattle is different. You saw the numbers that he put up with Drew Brees when they're throwing the ball 35, 40 times every game, and he was a main cog.
Yep.
Now he's with Aaron Rodgers, who's...
And Aaron, too, I'm giving him credit here. He did not have a tight end last year. They thought it was going to be Martellus, and he flamed out, obviously.
Yep.
And then you're down to Richard Rodgers and what? You know, like...
He's known for the catch up in Detroit.
That was it. The Hail Aaron, the luckiest throw ever.
Don't,
no, that's the Eli pass.
No,
right.
but this is all he's saying, Skip. He feels he should have been conferred with before you made these decisions, and now you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay over.
Well, his contract isn't up until the spring of 2020, so he'll have a little time to think about that.
You
By the
know
way,
it ain't.
not to count anyone's pockets, but Danica is worth $60 million.
$60
What's
million?
Giselle? Type of Giselle.
Okay, Giselle is worth more.
Like $1 billion?
Just saying.
Go ahead. I'm telling Joy, how much is she worth?
Danica's worth $60 million, though?
No, I ain't talking about Danica. How much
They're
is
not
Giselle?
married, though.
Who? Yeah, so she could go anytime. Tom, their package, she ain't going anywhere. How much is Giselle worth?
I don't know.
You do know. You typing everything else up in there.
$360 million.
No, you ain't your turn. And that's why Tom playing for $15 million. He got a wife worth more than double what he worth.
A lot of guys could do this. Tom could have done this on his own. He's made enough to say, I'll just take 15. Hey, 15 million is 15 million.
That's 360. 360 million.
Okay, well, don't quote me on that exact number.
I don't
but
care. It's close enough.
It's 360.
Let's say conservative. She worth 200 mil.
All right.
Not more than Tommy.
But Danica was the third highest paid female athlete last year.
There you go.
Giselle.
Touche.
I think Aaron's going to be all right either way.
No mercy.
Hey guys, Joy Taylor here. Before the show continues, I wanted to talk to you about the boatload of money you can make this week betting at MyBookie. If you haven't checked them out, this is the perfect time to get into the action. The madness of March is here. Lay down some money and score big on college hoops. Join me and thousands of online players and start betting at mybookie.ag. Are you sick and tired of getting the runaround when you ask for a payout? Come join MyBookie today. I would only recommend a service that's been good to me and our listeners. That's why I urge you to make your way to MyBookie. You win, they pay. Fast and without any hassles. You're wasting your time betting anywhere else. They even have in-game live betting, so you can even place a bet after tip-off. Join now and MyBookie will match your first deposit with a 50% bonus. You can even enter for a chance to win their $1 Million Bracket Challenge. Just use promo code UNDISPUTED to activate the offer. Visit MyBookie today and enter promo code UNDISPUTED to get started. MyBookie, play, win, and get paid. Now let's get back to the show.
No mercy.
There were big moves in the NFC North yesterday. The Vikings got Kirk Cousins, the Packers got Jimmy Graham, and we're joined by Rob Parker. Welcome, Rob.
What's
morning.
happening?
How are you?
What did the Lions do? Oh, never mind.
They went 9-7 last year.
They signed Matthew Stafford last year.
Okay, I'm just asking.
They franchised Ziggy Ansah, didn't they? I mean, what you want him to do?
come on.
I'm
Get Barry
asking.
Sanders out of retirement?
Rob, how do you rank the North now?
Worst to
There
first.
was some movement. Worst to first, is that what you want?
Yeah.
All right, so worst I have the Lions.
Come
You
on.
do?
Yes.
They got Coach Pencil.
Okay.
Right?
Very nice. The Bears making a move.
Yeah.
They made a couple of moves yesterday.
Okay.
Then I got the the Vikings, second place.
I knew it.
And the Packers have jumped over the Vikings.
By doing what with Muhammad Wilkerson?
No, by
Jimmy
basically.
Graham.
Well, no, it's not just the Jimmy Graham move, but it's Aaron Rodgers. That's you can make the other teams can make all the moves they want. You know this. This guy back healthy, and you're giving him some more weapons. I don't care who he's throwing to. I was shocked that Jordy Nelson was released. I mean, absolutely shocked. He is that Packer guy.
Aaron Rodgers was shocked too.
Oh, I bet. And he's really a really good receiver. I mean, really. But it doesn't matter with Aaron Rodgers. I don't care who you put out there. He is going to get the football to him. He is going to be able to succeed. And in that division, he owns that division as long as he's playing. The other part that I saw was the last time he came off the broken collarbone, do you remember? 2013. What happened in 2014?
He got MVP.
Won the MVP, 38 touchdown, 5 picks. I expect that kind of performance from
What did they
Aaron
do in that
Rodgers.
postseason?
We're talking about the
He beat the
season.
Cowboys.
Huh?
Remember
You mean-
that?
Wait a minute. The referees.
No. Stop, Skip.
Well, it was a
It's in the-
catch.
no, it
the
was
NFL
not.
admitted they blew it.
No,
they did
too.
didn't. Not that day. Not that day.
I just said it should have been over that.
And the whole thing with the Kirk Cousins going to the Vikings. I applaud Kirk Cousins for getting a fully guaranteed contract. I really do. Your players' union, they should all take notice.
Oh, they do.
I would rather have a 3-year fully guaranteed than some bogus 7-year contract where you'll never see the end of the money.
You won't see year 3.
Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is really where it should be. So I applaud them for that.
Yes.
But I don't think they could play better than what they did last year, even with Kirk Cousins. And that defense was unbelievable a year ago. And Case Keenum, for whatever you want to move on, he played lights out. He played great.
He played great for 14 games.
And the other part that still bothers me, and maybe I'm the only one, but the Kirk Cousins thing still something doesn't feel right. When you draft a guy and you watch every single snap and you refuse to give that guy a contract, and he had success. I gotta wonder what's underlying that we don't know. What does Washington know that we don't know?
But, hey, we've seen that a lot. Okay, why didn't Minnesota re-sign Teddy Bridgewater?
Well, but he's coming off an injury.
Sometimes a team, they will only view you in a certain light, and that's all they can ever see you as. And then it takes somebody else to view you in a different prism and says, okay, Kirk Cousins, you're not just looking at Kirk for 1 year. This is a 3-year venture. The body of work of him over the last 3 years compared to Case Keenum over 14 games, is it more likely that Kirk will do what he did over the last 3 years with a better roster, or would it be more probable that Case Keenum would do what he did over 14 games? That's how they're looking at it, Skip. And while the record might come down, I believe they'll be a better team because they won't be so defensive dominant. There will be a natural regression. I don't believe you're going to go back and hold teams again to 30% third down completion, Skip, because that's the second highest rate since the merger.
Yep.
So we know they're going to regress somewhat.
Maybe that's what they're looking at, that they know that they need more points, that there's no way that they'll be able to hold on to
They
that.
sure regressed at Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game, didn't they?
And what happened? Case Keenum, now remember that on those 2 playoff games, Case Keenum threw 3 picks. It was his pick that started this avalanche.
Yeah, but look at his numbers for the game. They're pretty good.
After the game's out of hand.
Remember what happened on the first drive of the game?
Went right down the field.
75 yards, 9
Boom,
plays,
boom, boom.
touchdown, 7-0, visiting
Minnesota.
team,
And then
Vikings.
And then all of a sudden, right.
How did Philadelphia get their first touchdown?
It was pick 6. Well,
And then they didn't look back for that. So
wait, how did Minnesota get to that game with one of the greatest throws in the history of pro football, the Minnesota Miracle? Who threw that ball?
Case Keenum threw
Thank
it.
you.
But I got the Vikings in the 1 slot, Packers in the 2 slot, Lions in the 3, Bears in the 4. Because the Packers, Skip, I don't worry about Aaron Rodgers. They can't stop anybody.
No, I understand the defense is an issue, but I think that they have time through the draft, and they have some, and they're now making free agent moves that they haven't been making, right? So maybe they can shore up the defense.
Skip, if you don't mind, can you tell Rob, where did Casey Hayward start his career? In Green Bay. What about Michael Hyde?
Chad Thompson drafted him. By the way, Casey Hayward went to where? Oh, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, we ain't talking
Went to
about
Vanderbilt. Wait, who's the best cornerback in all of pro football?
goodness.
Casey Hayward, who just got the biggest contract for any cornerback in pro. Casey Hayward, you started it.
I hate myself.
You started it. You opened your mouth.
The Green Bay Packers also had Micah Hyde, who went to the Pro Bowl with the Buffalo Bills. Now, they dipped their toe into free agency with Muhammad Wilkerson. As I told Skip earlier, it's hard for me to believe a guy would be motivated to play for $8 million when he was very unmotivated to play for $15 million. That's what I'm saying about Mo Wilkerson. Now, if he plays like he played to get that contract and not like he played after he got that contract, they're in business, Skip. But I don't worry about Aaron Rodgers because I know what he's capable of doing. He's a generational player. He's transcendental.
Okay. So if he is transcendental, I'm with Rob Parker on this. You should put them number one.
No.
I just don't. I'm with Rob. I've been saying this for like 6 months on the show.
You've been saying it for 2 years.
2 years is that I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
Don't do that,
Kurt.
Skip. That man name is
You
Kirk.
sound like the
still
general
Kirk.
manager of the.
I do not trust Kirk Cousins to live up to $28 million guaranteed next year. That's outrageous. He has become the most overpaid quarterback in the history of pro football. And you know and I know he will not be able to play better than Case Keenum did last year because that was all time, man. 22 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, QBR of 71, second only to your man Carson Wentz. It was a special year by a pretty good quarterback who's going to be pretty good for your Denver Broncos. And I don't blame John Elway for saying, give me one more year of that and I'll be okay. Bridge me to my next quarter.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna save $12 million, you're gonna save
you're gonna
save $70 million in guaranteed money.
Right. Well, I don't trust Kirk Cousins, and I'll give you this. Like by far, times 5, Aaron Rodgers is still the best quarterback in this division. So I'm going to pick his team. I still like Matt Stafford. I don't love him, and I agree. You've made a great point, and I keep sitting back saying, okay, show me one signature. But he's going to win you 9 games, and maybe if they get lucky, he'll win you 10, and they'll be in the playoffs. And occasionally they slip in the playoffs and go nowhere.
But you got to admit, after all these years, Skip, we're approaching 10 years with Stat Padford. He doesn't have a playoff win. I mean, it's just that's just. And when you go look,
he was the first pick in the draft.
He's like his record is like 5-46 against teams that finish over 500. This is and then when people always say, oh, he doesn't have anybody. At one time he had Sue and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
He had 2 of the best players in the game, one on offense, one on defense, and they still couldn't win a playoff game. So until I see the Lions, until they actually do it, I'm out on them. And I will let the Bears leapfrog over them.
Okay. And I'm not a Mitchell Trubisky fan, but you give that kid Allen Robinson, who I am a fan of, and Trey Burton, who I like a lot, and Taylor Gabriel, who I also like. You give him all 3 of those, they're going to win a couple games in this division.
But the 7th pick in the draft, White, the wide receiver, can't get on the field. That's why they took that guy. They took him high. That's why they were willing to part ways with Brandon Marshall.
I really liked him.
Yeah, he was a monster.
He was a literal monster. I mean, he just went over and beasted people.
Everybody.
Yeah, and he just can't get healthy.
He can't.
Nope.
He can't.
So you got the Vikings winning the division.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I didn't
Have
say
some-
that. I said right now. Here we are. We're in March.
You have lost all faith in Aaron
I
Rodgers.
got-
After he went nuts on social media yesterday, you just said, I'm out, I guess.
No.
Huh?
Skip, come on now. Look at the defense. We know what the Packers do.
No, it's defense is the issue.
That's always been
But
the
Adams, he has Cobb.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
he named. I'm talking about defense. Give me somebody on defense.
Clay Matthews.
I'm gonna miss Jordy
still there.
Nelson. Jordy, just don't go to the Patriots. I'll watch it.
No mercy.
There's some big changes coming to New England. Free agency doesn't officially start until this afternoon, and the Patriots have already lost Danny Amendola, Malcolm Butler, and Dion Lewis. Amendola will sign with the Dolphins, while Lewis and Butler are taking their talents to Tennessee. Shannon, how much worse are the Patriots today?
I don't think they're any worse. They still have Coach Belichick. They still have Tom Brady, so they'll be in their customary spot atop the AFC East, winning about 12 to 13 ball games. But what this shows me, Skip, Danny Amendola has taken pay cuts the last 3 off seasons. He's about to getting guaranteed money what he's made the last 3 seasons playing with the Patriots. And he knows, I can stay here and we're always going to be in the hunt. We're going to win the division. We're going to be in probably AFC title game with a chance to go to and win the Super Bowl. But at what point in time do I financially secure my future? I have 2 rings. How many more rings do I need? Plus, Skip, he had success this year. Now, he had a phenomenal playoff run. That is as good a run as anybody's ever had. But Julian Edelman is coming back. That's the spot that he played. And Brady has great rapport with him. So he's like, hold on. I've taken pay cuts the last 3 years. The guy spot that I was filling in for because of injury is coming back. This team is offering me this. Why would I not go? Deion Lewis is looking at, hold on. They're going to guarantee me $11 million? And I go from uncertainty. 1 week, Skip, I might play 85, 90% of the time. The next 2-3 weeks, I might play 10, 20% of the time.
Yep.
I'm going to a team that's going to give me an identifiable role, and I know week in and week out, this is how much I'm going to play. Why would he not? So it makes perfect sense to me. They have the rings at some point in time, and I get it. Tom Brady, that's a whole different argument. But when you look at these lesser tier guys, Skip, they are contributors. You have rings. Now it's time about securing your future because you can't eat those rings and you can't sleep in those rings.
Yep.
And eventually you're going to have kids that needs to go to college.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you something about the college, tuition, they don't care about them rings. They want that check. Hey, Mr. Sharpe, you know, if you pay early, we'll give you a $20 discount. No, I'm paying late, $20 discount. Skip, I have no problem with this whatsoever. Danny Amendola did the right thing. I'm sure he hated to see leave Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's set. Tom Brady got money and he got rings. Now it's about me. I'm going to get me some money now because he's taking pay cuts, Skip.
Yep.
I mean, that's hard to stomach. You giving them money back, and this team over here says, this is what we got. Because if they didn't want him, Skip, my brother told me something about free agency. He said, bruh, when they want you, you don't get to become a free agent. If they wanted Danny Amendola, they could have easily extended him. But they feel comfortable that they can go into the draft or find somebody else to do what he did.
That is correct. So let's look at the big picture. Yesterday, the New England Patriots lost their best cornerback. Wouldn't you agree he's their best cornerback? We'll get into what happened in the Super Bowl in just a moment. But he was their best cornerback. And it was proven by the market because the Titans jumped all over him and gave him $30 million guaranteed. Yeah. Malcolm Butler to Tennessee for $30 guaranteed. That's a lot of money.
I got it, didn't he play in the Super Bowl? And nobody still don't know why.
I don't know why, but they lost their best cornerback. They lost their clutchest receiver because I'm going to talk about Amendola in just a second here, but you want to talk about big catches? He made a bunch of big catches, and he got his money, and he might have gotten a little too much money, but I don't know. He's pretty clutch for your Dolphins, and it's about $8 million. So I think that's what I think he can live up to the $8 million for your Dolphins.
Hope so.
Considering they're going to have to play Jarvis Landry 16, correct. I would say.
And the New England Patriots lost by far their leading rusher last year because Deion Lewis had almost 896 yards rushing. I know they don't feature him like you would a leading rusher, but Gillislee was the second leading rusher at 383, so he was by far their leading rusher, and he's gone. So you lose your clutchest receiver, your best corner, and your leading rusher, and you would think those are 3 pretty big holes in the
And Burkhead's a free agent, so the only 2 running backs are James White and Gillislee, and you were out on Gillislee because you brought him in to play heavy minutes and carry the workload, and by week 3, he was on the bench.
Gone. He wasn't even dressing after a while. So my bottom line to this, once again, I'm sure people get tired of hearing this, but it's just the truth. It won't matter because of number 12, because nobody, to me, in the history of sports has made teammates better than Tom Brady makes teammates better, because it doesn't matter who the teammates are. They'll replace them with this guy and that guy and this guy. And you'll say, I don't know about those guys. And then they'll play up to Tom Brady's level because, to me, he's still easily the best quarterback and the best leader in pro football. So that's what you got. He is the son up in Foxborough, and everything revolves around the son that is Tom Brady. You know it, and I know it.
Will go scour the wire, find a guy like, oh, he's terrible, and he'll get him, and Coach Belichick knows how to find those diamonds in the rough.
He'll go get another guy because that's all he's got to. He just gets guys, and they come in, and they get to play with Tom Brady, and all of a sudden they raise the level of their games, and you say, how do they do that? Because they're still going to be favored. You watch. They will be favored going to next year with a then, 41-year-old quarterback. He's going to be 41 next August. 41, but he's the reigning MVP, and he should have won the Super Bowl. But his coach
don't do this. Why you do that?
Well, he did. So back to your contention. Nobody knows why, Malcolm Butler stood on the sideline for the whole Super Bowl?
Yeah.
He didn't even get in one play? And I'm going to say it again. It is clear to me that Bill Belichick wanted to polish his genius by saying, look what I'm going to do against the Eagles. I stole Eric Rowe from the Eagles for just about nothing, and I'm going to play him the whole Super Bowl, and I'm going to beat the Eagles with the guy I stole from him. And guess what? It didn't really work out because you gave up 41 points to Nick Foles, and I'm still angry about it.
And whatever the reasons are that Malcolm Butler did not play, the Tennessee Titans don't care.
They don't care.
Because they say, here, we got $60 million, 30 of it guaranteed.
Right.
Because we saw what you did on tape.
Yeah, that's a great point because did Malcolm Butler become a pariah on the free agent market? Nope. They just jumped right on. They gave him $30 million. So they're saying, what are you doing, Belichick? What are you doing? He can still play.
They're saying, hold on, wait a minute. So you want us to believe that Malcolm Butler somehow forgot how to play cornerback in a week in between the championship game and the Super Bowl?
He played 98% of your snaps up to that point.
And he
then
played
plays
all
none?
100 in the playoffs, but then all of a sudden, he not playing.
Really? Which is why teammates rushed to his defense on social media.
And who was one of those teammates that rushed to his defense?
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Anti-Belichick. Mutinous. They're just saying, Bill.
They're not saying anything.
Yeah, it's about his ego. His ego got in the
Stop
way.
it, Skip.
Well, what did he want? He wanted to go forward with Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So he's really dancing as fast as he can to say, look what I do over here. No, it's what 12 does for you because he covers all your quote-unquote sins. All of your missteps, all your misfires get covered by the fact that you still have Tom Brady, and he can throw to Edelman and he'll throw to whoever it is.
Kind of like he did, like Coach Belichick did last year.
Yeah.
Covered Tom Brady's misfires when he threw that pick six. Really? Coach Belichick covered it up for him by not giving up any points.
Oh, I can't remember that.
You do remember it.
So then we go to Danny Amendola.
Yes.
And again, will Brady miss him? Yeah, he's going to miss him because I know for a fact because a guy close to Tom Brady told me their first year together, Tom did not like Danny Amendola because he didn't think he was a tough guy. Well, he became a tough clutch guy.
Yeah.
Because he caught a bunch of big third and fourth down balls.
Oh, that Super Bowl and the championship game was unbelievable.
3rd and 18 against Jacksonville.
Yes.
How about this play? At the end of this past Super Bowl, they lost, but on the final, what became the Hail Tommy drive, the long throw to Gronk. Remember what happened? It gets to 4th and 10 from the 9, and he hits Amendola. That just kept the game alive. Right. Then he hits another big pass, and they
delayed
get
the inevitable, though. We
really?
know what was going to happen, didn't we, Joy?
Right.
We knew what was happening.
Yeah, but how many times did Amendola get open on 3rd and long, 4th and long, and you'd say, how did he do that? Well, guess what? Edelman will be getting open on 3rd and 4th and long this year. Yeah. Just watch.
Yeah.
That's just how they do it.
It will, and I have no problem
with it.
Who knows?
Maybe Jordy Nelson will be a New England Patriot.
Oh, you hoping?
I don't know. Could happen.
I mean, but Jordy and Hogan are kind of like the same guys. They're not really slot guys.
No,
Edelman, and that's what made it because Amendola had one of his better years in the slot, but the guy coming back, that's the real slot machine, and Tom Brady has a great rapport with him, and plus he's under contract. So do I pay? You know, he's playing for 1.3, 1.6. I mean, it's going to take at least $3 million. I mean, I think maybe if you make it close, Skip, you give Danny Amendola $3.5 million, maybe he stays. But that man ain't going to. No. They probably didn't even offer him. Knowing Coach Belichick, he probably didn't even offer him, Skip.
Yep. You can't get away with that unless you have Tom Brady.
Unless you hit the genius that is Coach Belichick, because he's already identified his guy in the draft that he's going to go get.
Really? The genius who gave up 41 to Nick Foles?
Yeah. Skip, you know what? I love how you do this. Yeah.
I don't do anything. I just tell you the truth.
You take 3 isolated incidents.
3?
Yes, in which Coach Belichick defense is giving up over 30 points. And then you hammer it home, but you won't do that the same when he held the greatest show on turf, who had the most points ever scored, to 17. You don't do that then. Why?
Because Tom Brady threw for 505
No, he threw for 141 in that game.
505 yards. It was the most in any playoff game ever. Not just Super Bowl.
Playing for stats.
Playing for stats?
Yeah, that's what you tell about Braun.
He scored 33 points. He should have a 6th ring.
Braun scored 32.
If you just had a semblance of defense, if Malcolm Butler had just played 20% of the snaps, we'd be talking about a 6th Super Bowl ring.
Well, if Blake Bortles, if they had any confidence in Blake Bortles, they could have put the game out of reach in the first half because they wanted to sit on the lead. They allowed them to come back. So since we play in hypotheticals.
Well, they had a confidence enough in Blake Bortles to go. They've committed to him for the future.
Well, I sure hope that confidence get rewarded.
Well, it will.
Because if it don't, somebody going to have to go.
So, and the final point is Deion Lewis. He's a difference maker to
Yeah.
me. He's a talented kid, man.
And he dealt with injuries early in his
He did.
career. So you got to go take the money. You have no choice but to go get that
Yep.
guaranteed money.
Okay, so what are they going to do now? I don't know, but you
Coach
just
Belichick-
watch. They'll
Coach
just
Belichick will figure it out. Oh, Coach Belichick make it happen.
so they lose LeGarrette Blount to the
Don't matter.
Eagles,
Coach
and
Bel-
Deion Lewis to the Titans. Here we go.
Oh,
Yep.
Coach Belichick,
Yep.
he be writing that thing that every now and then he get that pen.
Yep.
He write something down. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go get this guy.
You know what he can do? He can literally just put names in a hat and just pick one out. Oh, I'll sign that guy because 12 will make that guy
No.
special.
BB.
Yeah.
He the only one that
You
got
know
them
what?
cut off
No.
sleeve with that BB.
Yeah.
That's where Tom Brady get it from. He didn't like Coach Belichick with the BB. He had to get TB12.
Yep.
And that wasn't no beer. I watched that thing like 4 or 5 times.
I
saw that
told
joint?
you yesterday. I kept telling you. I don't think it was beer.
Yeah.
What do you think it was?
I don't know.
Like
Apple
apple
juice?
juice.
Yeah. Talking about he chug.
I think it was beer. I just think it was non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, because I ain't seen no suds. Colbert had suds on the top of his. I ain't seen nothing.
Once upon a time, he was a champion chugger. And
Yeah,
it was
that's
hard stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I see that little. Yeah, you used to have little.
Oh, now he has a belly?
He used to have one. He ain't got. I mean, he flat. No, he don't have that. I mean, he got a flat. I mean, it's flat, but
flabby.
he's.
No mercy.
The Cavs stopped their 2-game losing streak with a blowout win in Phoenix last night. LeBron had a triple-double with 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists. It's his 14th triple-double this season, the most he's ever had in a season. LeBron was asked about that after the game. Let's take a listen.
You set a career high in triple doubles with 13 last year. Tonight you beat that. Some of that had to do with more possessions in the pace of today's NBA, or obviously keeping your body ready. Or what was that for you?
Just say I'm like fine wine. I get better with age. That's what it says. More possession in my ass.
He's also been
What
saying,
are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I'm getting better with age. That's what it's saying.
he's been saying before.
We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Eddie House. Welcome back, Eddie.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Eddie, is LeBron right?
Without question. Without question.
Say it again, Eddie. Without question.
He is getting better. And the thing is, you know, in the month of February, he averaged a triple-double, right? On 54% shooting, 42 from 3. That's where he's been struggling at. 42 from 3.
Yeah, like for his whole life.
And
but
this
go ahead.
month, he had 28.9. That's almost 29. Might as well say that. 9.6 rebounds, 9.1 assists on 52% field goal percentage and 45 from 3. The proof in the pudding, right there.
Yeah.
And the best
You
thing
like
about
pudding,
it,
don't you?
I don't.
I love banana
Yeah.
pudding with them wafers. In it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, man, you gotta let the bananas get ripe for
I
like 3
say,
days. Let them sit
I'll
out.
let you eat my pudding.
And the thing is,
can have it.
his basketball IQ, he's such a smart basketball player, not only on the court, he's being more efficient on the court, but even off of the court, taking care of himself. If you look at him, he looks a lot slimmer than he ever has been. And that's
not
part of
according
his.
to this man.
Oh, he's slim.
He's a lot more
He
slim.
just put together, Skip.
I
mean,
got it.
He like 6'9", 264. I wouldn't give him 265.
264?
Nah, he might be about 250 now.
250? Tristan said 280 the other day.
280? No way.
Well, Shannon just saw him the other day.
I seen the selfie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randomly, Eddie. He randomly.
Bump it to the guy. It happens.
Did you get that printed? You should get that signed. You get it printed?
What you mean, how did it happen, Skip?
happen.
Let me ask you a question.
This city is too big.
Skip,
You can't just run into LeBron James,
have you-
especially Shannon Sharpe just runs into
So
LeBron.
let me get this right. So
Can't happen.
you've never been at a restaurant or been somewhere and someone comes in there and bump into you. Nobody.
Tom Brady just walked in yesterday and said, "Hey, how are you?"
No.
No.
Skip.
I don't know. It hadn't
Well, it
happened.
happened. And I agree with you, Eddie. He is getting better. Because as I told Skip, in year 15, he's averaging more rebounds per game than Kareem did in year 15. More than Shaq, more than Kevin Garnett. Let that sink in for a second, Skip. We've never had a forward to average 8 assists a game. He did that last year. He said, you know what, I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to average 9. I mean, his career average, scoring average, 27.1. He's not a scorer. Just for everybody at home, Kevin Durant is 27.2. He's known to score. But I ain't talking about that.
Yep.
This is all about Bron. He's averaging 26.93. So round that on up, Skip, 27 points a game. So he's a tick below his career average. He's above his career average in assists. He's a tick below 8.5 this year, 8.6 is career high last year. 54. Normally, as guys age, Eddie, you know this, as a guy's age, that field goal percentage come down.
And that athleticism.
Oh! Did you see him steal the ball? They had a thing, they clipped side by side 4 years earlier. He stole the ball on the very same end of the court, did the very same dunk, and he higher in 2018 than he was in 2014.
Really?
I tell you what.
Wow.
You know.
Huh.
You know. And
I do know they were actually playing.
There it is right there.
Wait,
There it is right there. Look at your monitor, Skip.
Wait.
Look at this.
Do you see, what's that say on the court? Phoenix Suns? Yeah. Oh, they're playing at the Phoenix Suns, the worst defensive team in all of basketball.
This is not about
really?
them. This is not about them. This is about
Well, he did what he was supposed to do against the worst defensive team.
And that lady was you see that lady sitting courtside? Oh, Miss Triple Dub. Boy, she had a nice dress on. And the Phoenix Suns, they tried to stop him. They didn't want to run on the court. Oh, Jared Dudley tried to foul him early, but she gonna get a hug from a man. She gonna get a hug.
So, LeBron James on most nights is better than fine wine, W-H-I-N-E.
You know what?
He's usually whining about, I don't have enough help, and I need this. I need some more
the
help.
calls.
Yeah, calls is always something.
We got some last night.
But last night, he felt compelled to tell the world how great he is, even after they took care of business against the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix is a good team.
I've never seen anything like a superstar that is LeBron James having to tell us every night how great he is. I'm better than fine wine. Well, we know you're really great. We get it.
No. You know
Just show us. Just show us.
That's because people be hating on him.
I'm not hating.
Asking
I'm not
silly,
hating.
dumb questions. So he gonna
Okay, let me ask you a question.
That was not a dumb question because possessions have gone up since LeBron's rookie year.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? Would you prefer him not say this on a nightly basis and then come out with a 6-point docuseries to tell you how great he is? Would you prefer him do that?
Yeah.
Because I could talk to him and ask him to do that.
You know, after he's won 5 championships, I would give him that. You know?
Skip, he's won 3. Oh, when Tom Brady wins 4 MVPs.
Yeah. Can he erase those 5 that he's lost?
He
I
lost.
think
Your
not.
boy lost 3.
So, speaking of that, here's what has happened to LeBron James.
What?
He woke up last year and said, wait a second. Russell is making triple doubles a thing now? Everybody's saying it's a thing? I got to give me some of this because nobody can triple double any better than LeBron James. He was born to triple double because he's 6'9", 280. And seriously, can he average 10 boards a game if he puts his mind to it? Sure he can.
Yeah.
Can he average 10 assists a game if he puts his mind to it? Because he's got the highest IQ in basketball. Yes.
That's if guys is knocking down shots.
Okay, but still.
You need somebody to knock down some shots.
But it kind of comes out in the wash. It comes and it goes. You keep making passes. Some guys are going to knock them down. Some guys are going to blow it. But if you're a really good passer, and he is still the best passer in basketball, you can average 10 assists if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, but Skip, here's the thing, though. You got to look at it. He has Tristan Thompson. If he averages 10, that means Tristan's averaging 5. Why are they paying him $15 million and Tristan Thompson's going to give you 4 points, 5 rebounds?
LeBron doesn't care about that.
Exactly. That's why he let Tristan get the rebounds.
He has now prioritized
No, he's not.
stats over championships.
No,
because he knows he can't. He can get out of the East, but he's not going to get by the West. He's just not.
The thing is,
sorry.
He's prioritizing winning, and these triple doubles is helping him. He knows he has to score because there is no 2-3 on a nightly basis.
He's in his 15th year.
Yeah,
why did he all of a sudden discover triple doubles this late in his career? Remember this, before last year, the 5 years before last year, he had 10 total triple doubles over 5 years. And then all of a sudden last year, Russell makes it a thing, so LeBron says, I got to get me some.
Well, you remember
he has
playing
13.
but he was playing with Kyrie. Kyrie was ball dominant, so he didn't have the ball in his hand that much.
Yeah, but
so
he
now
still
he
did-
is the one that he's orchestrating everything.
Okay, but what happened
and who
in the
have you
finals?
seen better in the 15th year?
Nobody.
Who have you seen?
Okay, what happened in the finals last year?
We talking about the 15th year, not last year's finals.
LeBron prioritized.
No,
with
he
Kyrie, he prioritized, I got to get me a triple-double. And he did. He averaged it for 5 games, and they lost in 5 games because he knew they were going to lose in 5 games.
And guess what happened? And we see in the second-best player struggle. Average got 40, got 39 without Steph Curry. What's their record without Steph?
I don't know.
You don't know,
still
Skip.
He's the best player in basketball, is all I know.
Who?
Kevin Durant.
He's number 2.
Number 2?
Or 1A.
Wait, help me out. Who plays better defense between Kevin Durant and LeBron James? LeBron plays no defense, so I think that goes by default to Kevin Durant.
Who's a better playmaker?
Well, it's not even close.
Exactly.
It's LeBron.
There we go.
Who's the better scorer? It's not even close.
Oh,
It's
they about
Durant.
even.
You see
the
points-
numbers. Yeah, the
You
numbers.
see what Kevin Durant just did in those back-to-back losses at Portland, at
say it again.
No,
Minnesota?
he can score smooth.
At Portland.
He's a smooth scorer.
He's 40 points a game.
Yeah.
He made 22 out of 22 free throws.
But see, here's-
when is LeBron in his wildest dreams?
He just made 13 or 15 last
Oh,
night.
please. 22 of 22. Stop it.
Hold on, Skip. You see what you just did?
I didn't
You talking
do
about,
flipped it.
Yeah, he talking about, oh, he scored 40 in a loss. Now, I remember LeBron James averaged 35, 13, and 9 and took the L. And you wasn't heaping no praise on him. But now Kevin Durant just lost to Portland. Yeah. Oh, but Portland's so good. Yeah, they were good when they had Mo
won
Lucas.
10 in a row.
Yeah, when they had Bill.
They're going to win 11 in a row tomorrow night. You know it and I know it.
No, they not.
Yes, they are.
No.
Can we agree to say that LeBron James probably is the best overall basketball player that we ever seen?
Oh, ain't no problem. He is.
Overall.
No.
Listen, I'm not saying like Jordan. I'm saying over passing, assist, his rebounding, running the floor, making his team better.
Who would you rather have, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Thank you.
But I'm talking about
it's over. Why are we even having this conversation?
Player. I'm talking about overall.
So you're saying LeBron has more skills than Michael?
Yeah. Yes.
Just remember, Michael did not prioritize passing, or he could average 10.
That's also a part of your makeup, though.
Yeah,
that's why.
Okay, but he just does what is required of winning.
I'm taking Jordan. Don't get me wrong.
That's what LeBron does.
He has now prioritized statistical achievement.
You know what he said? He said, you know what? I need 17 assists tonight. Boom, go get that. He said, you know what? I need 16 rebounds tonight. Go get that. He said, I need 57 points against Washington. Go get that.
Why did he have so few triple doubles for the first 12 years of his career? Help me out.
Because he wasn't playing
He just
with
didn't
shooters.
think
So
about
you're
it.
knocking in for going to get him right now.
Somewhere right now, LeBron's sitting back saying, why didn't I just, I should have got me a bunch of triple doubles.
He sleep right now.
But why are you knocking in for going to get him right now? Because the team needs him to get him.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, they do.
They need to win. And right now, the new
that's helping them
Cavaliers,
win.
after all those great trades at the deadline, they're now 7-6, and they're about to be 7-7 at Portland tomorrow night. It's not contributing to winning. And by the way,
and Russell Westbrook's are.
You know what? They're a dangerous. I like that team way more than I like the Cavaliers.
Paul George got hurt.
Huh?
Paul George groin.
Yeah, well, when
That's
they're
gonna hurt.
right, they're righter than the
but see,
Cavaliers.
I mean, look-
And by the way, last night, Russell Westbrook had his 100th career triple-double and joined just 4 other people in that category.
Yeah.
And LeBron pops off after the game about, I'm like fine wine. And then it becomes all about, he's got 14 triple-doubles.
But
But he is getting better. He is
That
a lot
was the question,
getting better.
Skip.
He's getting better.
The question was, is LeBron James getting better? And the answer is yes.
And that's
not
crazy
like
to say.
It's like the good stuff.
The question was about possessions contributing to triple-doubles. And they do. He's got like 10 more possessions now than he had.
Everybody's got 10 more possessions.
but
how many people got 14 triple-doubles this year? How many people got what Russ has? 18?
Yes.
Okay, so there are more possessions for everybody. But only Russ and Bron are getting them triple-doubles.
So when you saw him on the street, I know what he said to you. Keep pushing my triple-doubles because it's all I got.
We don't talk
That's
basketball.
all I got.
When me and Bron get together, we don't talk basketball.
Beat that drum for triple-doubles.
No.
I'm all about Mr.
No.
I'm sure he told you. Talk about Miss Triple-Double.
No,
Talk
that's
about
not
it.
what he said.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
It's all I got.
Don't worry about what we
Yeah.
talk. When you get with
He's
Michael,
getting better.
When it's over, well, he's playing
Which
at
is
the highest
crazy.
offensive level ever at the expense of his defense. He doesn't play any defense anymore. They don't play any defense.
Oh, so Larry Bird was a lockdown defender, huh?
He could steal a ball, I can tell you that.
What?
Well,
Didn't Brian have a couple steals yesterday?
He saw it.
I guess
And a
the
couple of
Phoenix
blocks.
And a couple
Suns?
blocks.
Hey.
Yeah, so did Lonzo.
Oh, no.
I mean, Lonzo had 3 steals and 2
Speaking
blocks.
of Lonzo, when
no.
more teams start using the hack Alonzo strategy.
Oh, my goodness.
That's that next.
I told you it was going to happen.
No mercy.
The Lakers and Nuggets clearly do not like each other. For the 3rd straight game, there was bad blood between the two teams. Lonzo Ball was intentionally fouled late in the 4th quarter with the Lakers up 7. He's only shooting 47% from the line and missed both free throws. Then with under 30 seconds left, Julius Randle and Nikola Jokic got in each other's faces with some pushing and shoving. And by the way, the Lakers won 112-103. We're joined once again by Eddie House. But first, Shannon, what was your takeaway from the game?
Yeah, I like that. The Lakers finally showed some backbone, but I ain't worried about Julius Randle because I know he got it. He built like that. He made of that right stuff. But you look at what happened last night. When you get your 2 young guns, go 26 and 13, they're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be tough to beat. They're a good, young, hard-fought team. They play you hard. Luke Walton's got them playing the right way. But let's talk about old discount Steph Curry. Got the last three ball games, Skip, baby.
You know what happened? One of his Twitter
No, I
followers
made it up.
called him that.
Well, I called Jarvis Land. Oh, never mind. No, but anyway, Skip, this is what Skip likes to do. Skip's like this, like, He won't look at the whole season. He'll go back over his last 10 games, over his last 5 games, to try to accent and highlight how good someone is doing.
Or maybe last 20 games.
Okay, but let's go back to the last 3 game Lonzo, because you know, you shoot at 3, you know he was 41%. You know Lonzo Ball shot 41% from the 3-point line? Skip just told me that like 1,700 times.
At UCLA.
Okay, but anyway, he's 3 of 21 over his last 3 games from the 3-point line. That's 14%. Over that same span, he's shooting 29% from the floor. And over his last 4 games, he's 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Who won those games?
Hold on, whoa, Skip, wait a minute. Skip, wait a minute.
My restaurant only.
Joy, is it my
serves
turn, Joy? Joy, is it my turn? Is it my turn? Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, now, how do you expect you shot the ball. That thing was wet. I saw you on the area 21. Man, that Eddie in the house was letting that thing was splashing.
He can shoot it, man.
How can you be a 41% three-point shooter and you a 46% free throw shooter? Is that possible?
For me, no.
That ain't possible for nobody. There's nobody in the history of the game that will shoot 40% from the three-point line and then turn around and shoot 46% from the free throw line, which is currently what your guy is doing.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn just yet, Skip, baby. Can I get one more second? Can I get one more second? The fact of the matter is that someone would implement the hacker zone for your point guard that's going to handle the ball 80% of the time moving forward. That they're willing to foul him and put him on the line. And that thing was like, boing. I thought he was a brick mason. Talking about big old house. Build me a house up in Malibu. You got a lot of bricks.
You gonna let me go?
Go ahead.
So, about 10 days ago on this show, I sat right here in this seat and I first guessed this, and I was way ahead of the curve because I was the first one on the show who brought up the fact that Lonzo Ball is a pathetic free throw shooter because he cannot figure out how to do this at the free throw line, and it won't work. If you're trying to do this at the free throw line as opposed to this at the three-point line, you're going to have all kinds of demons in your head when nobody's around you and you're standing there by yourself with the world watching, trying to figure out how to make it go 15 feet through the hoop, right? So he's got big issues he's facing because you either got to shoot it your conventional, unconventional way, or you got to figure out how to make it that way, or you got to figure out how to make it underhanded. If that's how you
you want to shoot granny shot. You want to shoot the granny shot.
Rick Barry, my close friend. How are you, Rick? He watches this show.
Yeah.
So the problem with Lonzo Ball is that he does have a free throw problem, and I told you that day they're going to start Hack Alonzo. And this was desperate because they were 7-point down, so I didn't think it was going to happen. But I think they were just jacking with him. I think it was still a little like not trash talk, but just trash jabs, you know, like let's just go ahead and foul him and make him go up there and miss them. And he went up and missed them. But with 7 minutes left, he did make a huge 3 in that game. It was the only 3 he made, but it put him up 1. So he is a clutch 3-point shooter when it's time to make one. And help me out, Mr. Sharpe, as we look down this box score. All these players played for Denver, and all these players played for the Los Angeles Lakers. Who had the best plus-minus in this game? Wait, hold on just a second. Oh, Lonzo Ball had the best plus-minus of plus 18. It led both teams. That's pretty impressive. And his team just keeps winning games. They're now 20-9 since January 7th. That's pretty great.
When did he get
Plus
back?
minus is the
Bobo stat.
most bogus stat.
It
Man,
works.
look at Kyle Kuzma, 26 and 13. He minus 9.
Well, just show
Look
you.
at Randall.
That don't make no
Level to
sense.
17.
That don't make no sense.
Interesting. Well, Lonzo Ball played
Lonzo gotta
41
get-
minutes, and he was plus 18, so good stuff was happening.
But shots
by the
on
way,
level, Skip.
by the way, he had 9 rebounds and 8 assists and 3 steals and 2 block shots. That's just phenomenal.
And 5 points.
By the way, can we see that block early in that game? Because this is the way Lonzo's going to retaliate on the Nuggets and Jamal Murray. Let's just see how this goes. Boom! That's your point guard who did that. That's Lonzo Ball, the point guard. How about that?
He's 6'7".
That not work?
And that's
your point guard.
good, but he needs to get in the lab. He needs to get back in the lab. He can't be the weak link out there as far as free
I
throw
told you.
shoot.
I
At the
already
point guard
said it. I
position,
said you got to go figure it out.
he got to get in the lab.
Because he got in the lab, he got in the gym with his assistant coaches, and he figured out his 3-point shot.
No, he
was on
didn't.
fire.
Skip.
He won for
Yes,
7.
he did.
Skip, the
No,
guy had 3 for
no.
21.
1 for 7.
He went over a 20-game span, shot 44%.
Okay,
He was
what about
abominable.
what about those
It comes
40
and
games
goes.
before?
How many? Do I have to come in here every day and say LeBron went 2 for 8 from 3 because there are a lot of 2 for 8 nights.
Oh, no, wait, no, it ain't.
Yeah.
No, it ain't. Skip, don't do that.
Yeah.
Skip, you just saw the man.
Hey, in 7
games.
games, he's 45 from 3. LeBron is.
Yep.
It's 7 games.
Yeah.
So he fills up the stat sheet. And by the way, guess who leads the Los Angeles Lakers in defensive rebounds? Defensive rebounds. The point guard does. How do you figure that?
He should lead him in
'Cause he is
offensive rebounds.
special.
Because he
is
misses a bunch of
special.
shots.
I agree with you that he's special. I was here last year
Thank you.
saying that they had to draft him.
Thank you.
But he needs to get in the lab, man. You can't miss free throws. You
can't.
can't be a liability out there
No,
as the
can't.
point guard and all these leading the team in rebound, defensive
He
rebound.
should lead
You
him in
can't be
offensive
you
rebound.
cannot
By
be
the
a
way,
liability.
2 very special rookies have one thing in common. Ben Simmons can't shoot a lick either. He can't make a free throw. They've been hack-a-Ben.
But you know what I like
he out
about
there
Ben?
triple doubling too.
But you know what I like about Ben? Ben knows what he isn't. He knows he's not a three-point shot, so he don't even attempt them.
Yeah, you don't
Unless
see him
it's late.
taking them.
Unless it's
Everything mid-range to the
Well,
right.
he's got one thing going for him. He's 7 feet tall. So
late.
that works.
Whoa. Now you mad. Now you mad at the
Lonzo,
back of the man.
I can't give Lonzo
He's
5
6'8".
more inches.
He only 1 or 2 inches taller than Lonzo.
No, he's 7 feet tall.
He is not
He is.
7
I
feet
looked at him
tall.
up against Embiid. They're the
No,
same
he's not
height.
7 feet
Go
tall.
check it out.
Hold on.
Go check it out.
You make it seem like Lonzo is Isaiah Thomas. Lonzo is 6'7".
6'7".
He is.
Okay.
And he's long and he's athletic.
But-
People
but-
say he's not
but-
athletic.
Okay, what you
Baloney.
gonna do about these 3-pointers?
Well,
He
what
gotta
about
just
him?
get in the
I
lab,
just
man. That's
told
it.
you. He went on a 20-game stretch. He was on fire.
But you
It's
can't
gonna
do- you gotta
come
do
and
it
it's
for a
go.
season. Nobody
So
wanna talk
think
about no
what we're
couple
doing.
games.
Think what we just did. This is a 20-year-old rookie with the biggest target on his back in the history of sports, painted by his father, unfortunately.
And you too.
And you are critiquing him from game to game. Look what he did from 3. Well, what are you
Who's
doing?
critiquing him from getting to him?
Yeah, every day. Look
Yep.
at this. And if I come in and say, well, he made 6 out of 7 threes, and he made 3 late clutch threes like he did in that one game where he just took the game over and won it, it's like, oh, yeah.
But
what
dude,
did
He just needs to be more consistent, and especially at the free throw line. You got to make your free. That's the easiest.
I mean,
that's that easy free money. You got to get
You can't
that.
even say consistent. You just got to figure out how to make one. You know, like we're not even talking about coming and going. It's gone the whole
Well, if
year.
they hadn't hacked him, this would have been 4 straight games. He didn't even get to the free throw line.
Okay.
But this is
and
what you
know
do.
what I've been telling you, and I told you when I first I first guessed it. He is avoiding the rim just the way LeBron does in late game situations
They don't
because
call
LeBron fears the free throw
No, he don't.
line. And this kid is so high IQ, he's saying, I don't know if I want to get in there and mix it up because they're going to make me go shoot those
Right.
free throws.
So
That's
that-
no good. It's no good.
No, that's not good. He needs to make his free throw. But I like what Denver and the Lakers is creating right now. As long as they keep it on the
Yeah,
court,
no, it's
I
good.
love the chippiness and them getting after it and Isaiah Thomas throwing the ball to Jamal Murray at the end of the game. I like little things like that within the game. Don't take it
And I told
too
you yesterday,
far, but it's
Julius-
good. I really like what's going on.
Julius is a monster.
Yeah,
but he
Drew
doesn't have
Randall.
like a monster psyche because he's a late bloomer. He's just now figuring out. It's like he doesn't know his own strength. Last night, I think he woke up and knew his own strength because
bullied.
Jokic is jacking with him, and he just says, "Okay, I'm gonna send you to the floor, man."
Yeah.
Okay.
You see everybody else defending.
Kyle
Luke
Kuzma,
Walton.
that dog.
Huh?
Kyle Kuzma,
He
that
does.
dog.
He's got it.
I've been
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah.
Drew Randall, Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
they
know what-
They got a young core, a nice young core
Hey,
over there.
that's why I told him before the year started, I like this team to be the 8th playoff team. If it had clicked early and it was Lonzo's fault because he went in his shell early, but if you add back Jordan Clarkson to this and add back Larry Nance Jr. and Brandon Ingram's healthy,
Oh, yeah, no,
look what you got.
But we got Clarkson
Look what you
now.
got.
You see Clarkson come out the
But
bench
the-
fighting that thing? That's what we need. See, if Isaiah Thomas would have been accepting of his role, he come off the bench.
By the way, who is that Isaiah Thomas guy for the Lakers?
He looks
scored
like-
12 points in the fourth quarter.
He looked like his old self last night.
But
Yeah.
what's he doing? What role is he in?
Getting money.
Okay.
He's
But
getting-
see, he
getting
thought
buckets.
he could start, I'm alongside LeBron. I can jack up as many shots. I can hog the ball like LeBron.
He's
Oh,
gonna,
yeah, because
he's
he
gonna
got
win.
traded for Kyrie Irving. So.
Right.
No. I don't care.
That's
No.
what he was.
But you don't know your place. Know your place. Know your place.
He's gonna be
Everybody.
6th man of the year.
Who?
Right? Isaiah.
No, Lou Williams.
Williams.
I'm kidding.
I mean,
For about a month, he's been the 6th
I mean,
man
he
of the
might-
He
year.
been killing.
Huh?
He found his stride, it looks
Yeah,
like.
that's it.
He looks healthy, too.
I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, I would love to have Kyrie. I mean, all things being equal, give me Kyrie. But since we can't have Kyrie back, I'll take Clarkson and Nance Jr.
Yeah, you're gonna miss Kyrie.
No, I'm not.
Like late
Yeah,
May.
okay, yeah, Skip. I can't worry about that. I'm talking about what I got. Clark to come out the beat. Bucket, bucket.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.